Back home, a section of Rift Valley members of parliament are demanding that the Wiper Patriotic Front leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, record a statement with the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and that is over his remarks on the death of former Chief of the Defense Forces, Fancis Ogolla, describing the comments as politically motivated. The development comes...
But the Chief of Defense Forces, to hear that he's been killed in the front line is shocking. It's really very shocking, and that's why, as far as I'm concerned, we need urgent answers on what exactly happened. I've seen the statement from State House, but we're just basically saying they're going to I don't go on the ground and do what, but Kenyans are expecting expeditiously answers on what exactly may have happened so that you can have end up with a fallen. And in my mind, I am also clear that because Kenyans can remember exactly what happened after the 2022 elections, that the general who was a member of the national security team was dispatched to, along with his colleagues, to bombers of Kenya. No more thing, which brought a lot of negative criticism. So if it was not for the Tonje rules, probably General Ogolla would not have ended up as Chief of Defense Forces. As I said, we need answers expeditiously. All kinds of questions are in the mind.
I said myself, General Ogolla was taken out, a member of this community. I still stand by that statement. We are going to have to interrogate every circumstance so that as men and women, brothers and sisters in Luo Nyanza, in every part of the country, we will be led by the Raila vision. Never betray what our brother Raila stood for.
But Kibochi, General Ogolla is among the people who went to bomb us to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that? But because when I looked at his CV, he was the best person to be judged.
Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, mimi nimesikia wewe ukisema sijui ilifanyikaje, sijui CDF. I want to challenge you. If you are truly a very honest man, you should not have served as the deputy president, as the vice president of Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki. Kwa sababu nyinyi mnajua hiyo kura hamkushinda, ndio maana mlienda mkaabishwa.
Nasikia Kalonzo sasa hivi anapiga makelele, sijui nani aliua huyu nani anaitwa nani huyu? Ogolla. Ati sijui Ogolla aliuawa. We want to ask Kalonzo Musyoka, if you have any information that might have led to the death of Mr. Ogolla, please report to the police and DCI, give that explanation.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is one of the stories that is currently making headlines all over the country, according to the video clips that we have begun with. These are video clips depicting some of the leaders affiliated to President William Ruto urgently calling for the arrest of Kalonzo Musyoka, or for him being summoned by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations over his recent remarks in regards to the death of the latest Chief of Defense Forces, General Fancis Ogolla, who died in the year 2024. Now, according to Kalonzo, he made these remarks during the burial of the late Beryl Ochieng, where he accused the state of trying to cover up the real cause that led to the plane crash that led to the death of the highest-ranked member of the military of the Republic of Kenya. And these are claims that actually saw Kalonzo Musyoka being regarded as one of the people that has refused to keep quiet in regards to the matter of the death of General Fancis Ogolla. General Fancis Ogolla died in the year 2024 in a plane crash. And the military, after their investigation into what led to that plane crash, concluded that the plane crashed due to uncertainties or faulty within the said plane. Something that has led us questioning, why did the military actually give us an inconclusive report? Because that, even according to their own investigation, they actually came up with an inconclusive report, on what actually led to the said plane crash. So Kalonzo Musyoka was just hearing his actual disagreement with the said report that was given to us by the military. So currently, we are actually looking at this matter in another dimension, because Kalonzo has raised this matter at a very crucial time that also the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga died in a very mysterious death that led us also to question actually what led to the death of Raila Amolo Odinga. With a lot of secrecy surrounding the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, because no postmortem report that or pathological report that was actually revealed, the toxology report was not actually revealed to the people of the Republic of Kenya. So this led us to actually have a lot of questions in regards to what led to the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, and more so Kalonzo raising up the case of the late Francis Ogolla. We can now also question the government of the Republic of Kenya why it ended up having an inconclusive report. Now, the root of MPs, CSs, and PSs are shouting themselves hoarse, demanding that Kalonzo Musyoka be dragged to DCI. Certainly, truthful remarks are a national security threat, but the same people pretending to be guardians of stability go dead silent when the conversation shifts to the regime's own dark shadows. They call Kalonzo insightful. Fine. Then let the same energy be applied to the long body list of unanswered questions hanging over William Ruto's political career. Before anyone touches Kalonzo, the country deserves full and compromising clarity on the unresolved killings that shook this republic and still haunt our politics. Kenyans still want explanation, real ones, not press statements on Jacob Juma's death, a man who mentioned Ruto saying he was obsessed with killing him. A case wrapped in political smoke and threats he publicly spoke about before he was eliminated. Kenyans still want clarity on Chris Musando's murder. Chris Musando was murdered on the eve of an election whose stakes were life and death for President William Ruto to be a two-term DP. Those wounds never healed. The truth never came out. And the anger from 2024 and 2025 is still afresh. Gen Zs were shot in the streets demanding economic justice. Families are still burying their children. Those deaths still didn't fall from the sky. Someone authorized force. Someone gave orders. Someone protected the killers. If the state wants questioning, then let it start where the blood trails begin. Let it start at the top of the food chain. Because all these remarks made by these people affiliated with President William Ruto leaves us with a lot of questions than answers. I mean, statement from Kalonzo Musyoka, why does it trigger a lot of responses from these people? I want to read a statement that was today delivered by Senator of Nandi County, Senator Kiprotich Arab Cheragai, who wrote on his official X page by saying this: I expected the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, and National Cohesion Integrity Commission, NCIC, to have summoned former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka to record a statement on reckless statement he made over the death of Chief of Defense Forces, CDF General Francis Ogolla Omondi. To Kalonzo, that was an insensitive, reckless, unfortunate, and political expedient statement to the family, Kenya Defense Forces, and Kenyans. You should keep off the Kenya Defense Forces from a cheap and populist politics of hate and division. But one thing for sure, Kalonzo's remarks still have certain weights that this government don't want being exposed. Remember the other day, we actually reviewed a statement that was given by President William Ruto back in the year 2023 when he actually took over power. When he spoke about how General Francis Ogolla actually gave an order at the Bomas of Kenya during the 2022 general election requesting that Raila Amolo Odinga to be declared the presidential winner in the said disputed elections that happened in the year 2022. So why all of a sudden that people or leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka raise questions over the leaders more so of the Luo origin that have currently died in mysterious deaths, then the whole the whole government is actually shook to their boots, and they are now currently setting threats towards Kalonzo Musyoka and even calling upon the government of President William Ruto to actually arrest a former vice president of this republic. You have seen the statement delivered by MP Ngeno, the Emoria Dikit member of parliament, the statement of Senator Aaron Cherargei, Senator Arab Cherargei. You have seen the statement delivered by Kipchumba Murkomen, a whole cabinet secretary of interior in the Republic of Kenya. All these statements reveal one thing, that these people, there is a truth that they have hidden for a very long time and that they don't want that truth to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, what would have happened if Chief of Defense Forces Francis Ogolla would have still remained as the CDF of the Kenya Defense Forces until the year 2027, when William Ruto would be vying for a two-term? What would have happened? Remember, this is the same man that Ruto accused of trying to overturn his win in the 2022 general election. There is more than what meets the eye. Allow me to use that statement. And them going ahead to actually request the summoning of Kalonzo Musyoka, it actually opens a can of worms that now we all have to dig deep into it to actually unravel the truth that these people don't want us to know. For now, we leave it there. We are waiting for Kalonzo Musyoka to be summoned by the government so that we will know actually these people are trying to hide something from the public in regards to the death of Francis Ogolla. That's what's up. I'll leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Don't you forget to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.